coming to you live from Big Walnut High School, cracking open our OCC live and free basketball coverage for the season. We've got a great one for you between the Delaware Hayes Pacers and the Big Walnut Golden Eagles. Both teams looking to avoid the third loss of the season as the season really starts to heat up. Stay with us. We've got the pregame show coming up next.
Hi, I'm Joe Balogh. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
Bryce with the OH Report, and we are coming to you live from Big Walnut High School for a contest between the Big Walnut Golden Eagles defending their home court and the Delaware Hayes Pacers in an OCC battle. I'm joined in the booth by the legendary Hall of Fame coach and the OH Report's very own pop singing sensation, Joe Balogh. Joe, how you doing?
We're good. This is kind of a basketball night. A lot of cold weather, a lot of snow. No better place to be than to watch high school basketball in the state of Ohio.
Absolutely, bringing you the live and free action, our very first live and free stream of the OCC season here for us at the OH Report. Let's go ahead and take a look at our team spotlight for the Hayes Pacers. And coming off of a phenomenal last season, making it all the way to the state championship game where they were the runners-up. Record 6-2 on the year, 2-1 in the conference. Taking a look at the last three games, they suffered a loss to Olentangy Liberty on the 22nd, 66-53, picking up a victory against Mount Vernon, 64-37, and against Brunswick, 70-67. We covered that one for the Holiday Hoopla. Taking a look at the stats this season: 65% field goal percentage, 34% beyond the arc, 25 rebounds per game, and 13.2 assists per game. Defensively, 8.5 steals and 2.4 blocks per game, so certainly making their presence known.
You know, they're a very balanced basketball team and led by a great player in Landon Vanderwarker. When you have that kind of leadership by your best player, it makes you a really good basketball team. And they're a team that experienced a great run a year ago, so a lot of those guys were part of that run. They know what it takes, and they're off to a very solid start this season.
You brought him up, our player spotlight for the evening, and it's Landon Vanderwarker, and we did get to see him against Brunswick, where he was our MVP player of the game, had an exceptional game as the lead scorer. Taking a look at his stats this season, 15.4 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, and 1.4 blocks per game. Definitely making his presence known down low, but we were talking beforehand how much he's developed in the offseason.
Yeah,
was previously a down low guy, but certainly spreading his game out a lot.
Yeah, he's, you know, when you have a player that's a D1 player, you're going to usually, if you take a look at their career, they're going to develop every year. And he's made himself even a better player than he was a year ago. One of the most impressive things, I saw him play against Worthington Kilbourne, and he didn't even score a point. I don't even took a shot in the first quarter. Didn't really matter to him because he got everybody else involved. And then in the second quarter, I think he had like 12. So he's truly a team player, a team leader. When you have a guy like him on your team, boy, he makes you a pretty good coach. So excited to see him play again tonight.
Absolutely, and drawing Division I attention as well, committed to Kent State University, where they expect him to excel. Let's take a look at our keys to victory for the Hayes Pacers tonight. And first and foremost, they're going to need strong offensive takes, really challenging, and then looking to isolate and deny those Eagle forwards. We were talking about it before the game, but the forwards for Big Walnut, tight ends, so big, strong guys who know how to take the ball to the basket with strength, and going to really need to limit those opportunities.
Well, they've got solid size all the way around, so you're exactly right. When Hayes gets the ball in the lane, they're going to have to play off 2 feet and really be strong, get the ball on the glass.
Now let's take a look at our team spotlight for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles, the home team for tonight. And this season, 5-2 on the year, coached by Aaron Stump, 1-1 in the OCC. Going to take a brief pause for the national anthem.
Join in the singing of our national anthem to be played by the Big Walnut Pep Band.
Wrapping up the national anthem as performed by the pep band for Big Walnut, and if my ears don't deceive me, accompanied by the Hayes Pacers student section as well. Taking a look in our OH Report pregame show once again at those statistics for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles, and last season definitely having a successful one, a winning one for them, offensively shooting 43% from the field, 34% from three-point, 76% from free throw, 31.5 rebounds per game, and defensively certainly getting their stops as well.
Yeah, I mean, Big Walnut, they're a similar team to Delaware Hayes in that they have good balance. They've got some players that played, last year, so they do have experience, but they don't have as much experience maybe as the Pacers do, just from that long tournament run that Delaware Hayes made last year in the state tournament.
Let's take a look at our team spotlight for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles, and certainly a football star. We saw a whole lot of them during the football season, but tonight our player spotlight for his performance on the basketball court, Brody Hatfield, with 16.2 points per game, shooting 45% from three, and looking at that plus-minus number, plus 35. Definitely, when he's on the court, their chances of winning goes way up.
Yeah, he does a good job of getting guys involved. and he's a factor at the offensive end because, one, shooting 45% from three, you got to guard him. Two, he's got great quickness that he can get into the lane and finish or find open teammates. But defensively, he can just be a pest because he's strong, he's physical, and he's really, really quick guarding the basketball.
Taking a look at our keys to victory for Big Walnut, and tonight they're going to need to stretch this defense thin. It's a quick offense that's certainly efficient in their scoring, and they're also going to need to neutralize the Pacers' pace as well. Get them out of their element and get them playing a brand of basketball that they're not comfortable with.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which team kind of controls the pace of the game. Because in seeing Hayes play a little bit earlier, they can play fast, but they can also play in the half court. So it's going to be a really good matchup here. Kind of a crucial game early here in the Capital Division because you don't want to go 2 games down early in the first round. You'd like to be just 1 game down as you continue in the first round of the league play.
Definitely a lot of contributors on this squad for both teams, and getting the call up from JV last year, Braden McCruder, I think has certainly made a huge difference, averaging over 10 points per game, and I think giving a different option to this offense for Big Walnut, kind of relieving the stress off those forwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to, I'm really excited about this matchup tonight. It's just going to be an outstanding matchup. First 3 minutes of the game will be key as far as to see kind of which team's able to establish the pace that they would like to play the game at.
Getting ready to tip things off, Vanderwarker versus McCruder at center court. We are underway. Vanderwarker winning the tip-off in the Hayes Pacers will start us off with the first possession of the night.
They start with Vanderwarker right in the high post. Nice move by the point guard.
Already taking no time at all, but getting the basket all the same. Jeremiah Russell for 2.
And Russell's really a quick point guard, as you saw in that play right there.
Definitely crafty with the space he has available to him. We saw him in the Holiday Hoopla come up with some pretty crafty floaters, and as we get a travel on the floor, McCruder, they say, will pull the foot before the ball touched the ground. So a turnover for the Golden Eagles will give it back to the Pacers.
And you can see right away Vanderwarker can play all positions. Had him in the high post at the first possession. Now they put him at the point guard, and I think they're going to look to throw it into him in the low post.
Showing double team, but they work it out nicely into the corner. They're going to give him the space. He attempts the 3. Carter Pyatt Brown can't come up with it, but an offensive rebound from Drew Banasak gives it back to the Pacers.
Yeah, anytime you can get second chance opportunities in a basketball game, that's a big, big key. So an offensive rebound here early by the Pacers.
Some miscommunication as they leave Vanderwarker all alone, and they're going to foul him.
That's a big, big key. So
another look at that one using the screen, and he just slips outside when they pass it over to him on the wing, a little over eager on the defense.
And they're going to foul him.
With just a bad closeout. I mean, that's all you can say. You don't want to foul a 3-point shooter. You want to contest it, but you don't want to allow a guy like this to get to the free throw line to shoot free throws.
Vanderwarker standing at 6'7", but certainly possesses a lot of skills that you might see available on a guard.
Well, and I think you mentioned it earlier. Last year he was more of a low post presence. This year we've already seen he can play at all positions on the floor, and he's just a hard matchup. 5-0 lead here by the Pacers early in the first quarter.
Brody Hatfield picks up the dribble. They work it and try to get it inside, but Vanderwarker comes up with a great steal now with numbers, and it's rejected at the rim. Braden McCruder throwing that one away, taking it to the basket. Pollock can't get it. They thought he was fouled, but they're not going to give it to him. Now Russell looking baseline, takes it straight up, but it's rejected.
Another block shot.
Had a guy wide open in the corner, but didn't see him behind the 2 white jerseys. Now a little bit of space inside. They send it back out to the wing. A three-point attempt by Carson Scholl. Carson Scholl, the 6'6" sophomore.
And that's one of the things that Scholl can really do. He can really shoot the ball from the perimeter, and at 6'7", that's a hard matchup.
Looking at his stats as well, they really trust him in that position as well. They really give him the green light to take the shots that he feels are good, and that says a lot about a sophomore.
Yeah. He's a player I think that's really worked on his game, though, too. He shoots a lot of shots.
Taking it to the basket. No luck this time. Shot attempt by Chase Griggs offline. Working it into Magruder, who has a size advantage, but takes it up to the basket and not accurate at all. The offense or the defensive rebound goes to Vanderwarker. They'll try it again from three. Pyatt Brown missing back-to-back three-pointers and gives the possession back to the Golden Eagles. Absorbing the contact, he'll go to the line for two. Magruder has a chance.
Three. Pyatt Brown missing back-to-back three-pointers.
Delaware has done right now is the
possession back to
matchup
the
with
Golden
Magruder.
Eagles.
They've got a much smaller guy guarding him, and they're just trying to be really physical. As you take a look at Magruder, good size, but not a lot of body strength to him. So you saw him being really physical with him inside, trying to be physical on that drive. Magruder did a nice job of getting into the lane and being strong with the basketball, and got to the free throw line.
After committing the quick foul, they pull Olin Pollock off the floor. Jackson Bowers will be subbing in for him. And Magruder converts the pair, and we have a tie ball game here in the Eagles' nest.
You can see that Delaware trying to space him out a little, playing off that high post cutter.
Patient with the basketball. Pyatt Brown in down low. They send it back out to the sideline, and it's good for three. So the back and forth commences. Big Walnut ties it up, and we're now separated by three after the three ball. And a huge rejection, taking it straight up. That one sent away. Now stepping into it is Russell. Russell for three. And a timeout called by Big Walnut to stop the bleeding.
Back-to-back threes, Banaszak and Russell. And a quick timeout here by Big Walton, to make sure you don't get down too far too early here in the basketball game.
So they went down 5-0. They were able to work it back, but this feels a little bit different. The momentum they were able to establish in those last couple of baskets. What are you saying to a team to calm them down in a moment like this?
Well, one of the things, a little bit of a difference you've seen right now, when Delaware Hayes has got the ball into the lane, they played off 2 feet, used the shot fake or kicked it back out, especially after they had a couple block shots early. At the Big Walnuts end of the floor, they've had a couple shots that have been blocked early, have continued just to try to take it up. So I think one of the things you're going to talk about, hey, if you get to the lane, let's shot fake and then see if we can get to contact and get to the free throw line. Or shot fake, and if there's a double, then make sure that we kick it out to an open teammate.
And for the Hayes Pacers, I mean, you've definitely got to be happy with the defense you've shown so far, playing straight up and really forcing bad shots.
Yeah, both teams are physically strong basketball teams. But as you mentioned earlier, Big Walnut, a bunch of these guys were on a tremendous football team this season. But you can also see Hayes. These guys have spent time in the weight room also.
Now, looking for a good shot opportunity. Hatfield crosses over. He'll take it up, and a foul is called as he looks to pass out of the shot. And they'll keep the foul on the floor.
Be the second foul on Hayes this quarter. Now we go baseline out of bounds. 1-4 set, a little screen-to-screener action. Do a good job of getting out on Scholl on the perimeter, not allowing him to catch and shoot that three.
Magruder on the wing. Now down low on the block, a nice spin move, but he almost falls over, so an underhanded throw out to the perimeter. Hatfield behind the back at the free throw line and flying at the rim. It's good for 2.
Good patience by Big Walnut there after going down 11-5. But
and
coming right back, the Pacers get a quick basket, which is what you can't give up.
Almost immediately getting that one back. He was all alone, and Will Sims
comes off the bench here and makes his presence known early here in the basketball game. Good pass.
Give and go. Recruiter takes it up for the one-handed jam, and we're separated by 4.
And Sims with a nice move there with his left hand, just unable to finish. Big Walnut back with the basketball here in the half court. And he called for travel.
And the travel called, so turnover for the Golden Eagles.
Looks like that's their 3rd turnover here in the first quarter. Hayes only has 1 right now. And Coach Vincenio giving some instructions here to call out a set here to see what he wants to want. Looks like they're going to call a little chin action, which usually involves some cuts here off the high post, but really just a clear out on the left side.
That
for Vanderwarker to go to the basket.
That one just too easy for him as he takes it up with the right hand after the baseline.
And Vanderwarker now with the steal.
Slows it down and throws it ahead. Fantastic passing from Vanderwarker, expands this lead.
Well, and I talked to you about before the game when I saw him play against Kilbourne. He didn't score in the first quarter, but he got everybody else involved. Right there's a situation in transition where he makes just a tremendous pass.
Vanderwarker with 5 points, but there are 2 other Pacers with 5 points on the night. Pollock takes it to the rim, but he can't get it. Bowers, good job fighting for it. He takes it up to the rim and no try.
Good job fighting for it.
Bowers
he takes it up to the rim and
that
no
offensive
try.
rebound. I think that's the first offensive rebound of the game for the Eagles. Again here, 1-4 low set on the baseline out of bounds. Last time they just did a screen-to-screener action. Looks like the same action here. And Delaware Hayes has it scouted real well and forces a 5-second count, which is the 5th turnover here in the first quarter for Big Walnut.
Absolutely suffocating as there's just nowhere to send that ball out.
Well, on baseline out of bounds play, that's a lot of scouting right there. So they had an anticipation exactly what they were going to run and took it away.
Vanderwarker steps back, sends it back out to Sims. Sims hands it off, and the give and go action, taking it up to the rim strong, can't get it, just trying to save it, but Sims will kick it out of bounds, and the Golden Eagles will take over.
Just a little 2-man game between Sims and Vanderwarker
but Sims will kick it out of bounds.
You can see Sims long and lengthy inside. Has got an ability to get the ball to the basket. Just has not been able to finish a couple of those moves. But a force right now around the basket.
Within 1 minute here in the first quarter, if you'd like to see your business featured on Big Walnut basketball games this season, contact Brian Skronsky with the call or text at 970-629-0006. That's 970-629-0006. All Eagles games will be broadcast live and free on the OH Report YouTube and Facebook channels. An unsuccessful take to the basket, but they call a loose ball foul.
Well, you can see that athleticism of Vanderwarker there. Just his ability to go up among 2 or 3 guys and grab the basketball. And the Eagles, fouling their 2nd foul of the quarter here.
Both sides squared away at 2, but for the Golden Eagles, both of those fouls belonging to Brody Hatfield.
And you would anticipate right now that the Pacers are going to look for the last shot of the quarter here with just under 20 seconds to go.
Indeed, I think that's what we're going to see. Because we're inside of 10 seconds. They give it to Vanderwarker. Sends it into the corner, under 5 seconds. Hard take to the basket, and they'll call a block foul.
Corner under 5 seconds.
it's a non-shooting
Hard
foul,
take to the
so
basket, and they'll call
Delaware
a
Hayes is going to
block
have the ball
foul.
baseline out of bounds with 2.4, so they're going to have to get something quick here. And Hayes shows a 1-4 low set also. And Vanderwalker's on the ball side block, so you're going to anticipate somehow the ball is probably going to get in his hands.
To the top of the key, he'll try it. And no good, so after 1 quarter of play, Delaware Hayes leading this one 17-9 over the Big Walnut Golden Eagles. Stay with us for second quarter action coming up next.
Hi, I'm Joe Balogh. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
Back here at the Eagles Nest in Sunbury, Ohio. Big Walnut High School and Delaware Hayes Pacers leading this one 17-9 after 8 minutes of play. Golden Eagles will look to rebound, but an efficient and strong half for the Pacers so far.
Yep, and right now, Big Walnut ball out of bounds. So right now what you're looking as a coach, you'd like to get a score here, a stop and a score, and you got it right back in. But they call an offensive foul on a screen.
That one called on Brody Hatfield, so that'll be his third.
As a coach, you'd like to get a score here.
The leading scorer for this team, they say on
they call an offensive foul
off screen, he got him.
That one called.
Falling away from the basket, a good look, but can't get the basket to go.
A good move in there in the lane. Good look by Hatfield. Recruiter now with 6 for the game.
Top of the key, passes it out at the elbow. On the floor, now up the court is Stumpf with speed. And an alley-oop attempt to Recruiter, but it's intercepted, and the Pacers will take over. Has all the space in the world, but he doesn't take the shot. Now into the corner. No good from Banasak. Rebound goes to Stumpf. Trying the three is Scholl, and he gets it. And they needed that one.
As we said, Scholl is really good at just catching and shooting the basketball.
And he gets it.
And in that case there, he was about a step and a half behind the three-point line.
That time,
as we said,
miscommunication
really just catching and
as it's thrown away into the corner.
And 2 quick turnovers right now here by Delaware Hayes to start the second quarter. And the Eagles have bounced right back in it, down 3 with possession of the basketball.
Poked at, but Stumpf holds on to the ball. Hatfield with the right hand between the legs and fading away just a bit, just enough to get the ball over the front of the rim.
He has a lot of confidence that he can take that ball, create some space, and shoot the ball from 12 to 15 feet.
Pacers leading by 1.
Great shot fake.
And gets it to go from 8 feet, a crafty move, and just slips it over the rim.
Got Brown with a nice shot fake. And a little bit of a runner from 12 feet. Hatfield now from 3.
Hatfield feeling it, but couldn't get it to go this time. Banasak, Vanderwarker from 4 feet behind the three-point line, and he gets it.
Right off the beak of the eagle there, Bryce. That was pretty deep.
Going from that down low guy, I mean, definitely added probably 20, 25 feet of range to his game in the offseason. Maybe it was always there.
And Stump's going to get fouled.
Going to the line for 3 as he was behind the three-point line, just got whacked in the face at the tail end of this play.
Maybe it was always there.
Really one of the first looks that Stump has gotten from the perimeter. I think we talked about his ability that he can really shoot the basketball from the perimeter if he's open.
First one is good. The second of the trio is likewise good.
And Bowers checks back in for the Eagles, and Pollock's going to take a little bit of a rest here with 5:04 to go in the second quarter.
A chance to cut the lead to just 3. And they do just that. So a 1-possession game here in the Eagles' nest. 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
And the Eagles are going to change their defense. They go to a little bit of a 1-2-2 at about the 3/4 court. Good pass by Russell.
Trying for 3.
Hatfield grabs a big defensive rebound.
Trying to get it inside and just forcing it a bit too hard.
Almost
but
turned it over, but not quite. Now they're going to get an easy look.
Taking it up to the basket, and no good with the left-handed dunk. Into the corner, Russell for 3. No good, but an offensive rebound. Carson Scholl finally fighting and grabbing that one, but he takes the loose ball foul, so the Golden Eagles will take over.
A good fight at both ends to rebound the basketball. And the officials are letting them play a little bit, allowing some contact. And both coaches kind of stating their case. So good start here to the basketball game.
Working off the screen, Scholl gets it at the top of the key, sends it back out to Bowers. Holding for a good shot, looking towards baseline, but reading it well. And another turnover for the Golden Eagles. Vanderwarker, too hard off the backboard. Rebound goes to Bowers of the Golden Eagles. Magruder has it. Into the corner, Scholl for 3.
Got lucky there a little bit.
Missed that one, but he had all the space in the world. He's hot so far on the night, not that time though. Russell for 3. And another 3 for Russell.
His second 3 of the night. I think he's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Hatfield turns it over.
That one just out of control, sends it right into the hands of a defender. Russell tries it again.
Good box out by Stump.
No good this time. Stump with the effort play to fight for that rebound. Magruder guarded closely.
Big Walnut just kind of goes this 5 out. You see a lot of curl action off this screen away. Tough shot by Stump though.
He thought he was fouled as he took a little bit of contact, but no whistle blown as they let him play. That one thrown away. Thought Russell was going to go baseline. Instead, it's straight into the hands of Brody Hatfield, who's within the 3-point line looking for some relief. They find Jackson Bowers, who fights, and Vanderwarker just posting straight up, and they go right into the body. It's a turnover. Now Banasak for 3. Lucky there as he was wide open down low in the corner.
You know, the Eagles have done a much better job of limiting the Pacers to just one shot here in the second quarter.
Scholl with the quick three. No dice that time either. Really forcing tough, difficult shots as well. I mean, the last few possessions, the shots we've seen from the Golden Eagles have been a little bit ugly.
Hayes going to slow it down a little bit here. Coach Vincenzio looking for something.
That one definitely an offensive foul as he extends
a little bit ugly.
the elbow.
Hayes going to slow it down a little bit here.
Fourth turnover here in the second quarter.
Vincenzio looking for something.
I mean, Hayes only had one in the first, but 4 here in the second have kind of limited their opportunities to get offensive looks.
Hatfield, the step back off the front iron, offensive rebound goes to Pollock. Pollock takes it up strong, but no good.
Another offensive rebound. Back to back here. See if Stump can get this one.
Back iron this time, rebounded in the hands of Russell. The Pacers make their way up the floor.
Good pass.
Looking down on the block, Will Sims can't get it, just trying to send it away, but it's into the hands of a Pacer. Will Sims on the second try gets it.
That was a great offensive rebound and just a great pass off the offensive rebound also.
Down low to Pollock, working on Sims. The right hand, no good, nothing going right for the Golden Eagles. This one in possession of the Pacers.
Working on Sims.
I mean, the one
The
thing
right
that Delaware's
hand,
doing
no
a really
good,
good job
nothing
of
going right for
Big
the
Walnut
Golden
gets in the lane
Eagles.
is
This
the term
one
the coaches use.
in
They
possession
say
of the
wall up. They
Pacers.
just get their hands up, kind of get their body into the player and make them shoot over the top. And the Eagles have not been able to finish many of those shots. So again, 35 seconds, looking like that Delaware Hayes is going to look for the last shot here of the half.
And an opportunity to put the game at double digits going into the locker room. Eli Stumpf a little bit jumpy on the defense.
But doesn't really hurt you. It's only the second foul of the quarter. As we
Opportunity to
mentioned
put the
a
game
year ago,
at
that
double
change was
digits
made.
going into the locker
You
room.
have
Eli
5 fouls
Stumpf
every
a little
quarter. On
bit
the 5th foul, you're going to shoot
jumpy
2.
on the
So,
defense.
the Eagles could foul here as long as they don't foul them in the act of shooting.
Indeed, they are slowing it down as we're inside of 20 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And they got another foul inside.
And a foul called will
that
stop
foul
the
doesn't
clock.
hurt you right now. Ball's baseline out of bounds, 6.5.
See if they put some time on. It looks like about 5 seconds burned off.
I think that maybe is what Coach Vincenzio's complaining about is the amount of time on the clock.
A little bit of a quiet whistle. I didn't really hear it either, and I think that's what happened over at the scorer's table and just burned a little bit of time off. But with the time given to him, Big Walnut's going to make some substitutions.
But it may not make a big difference really because you're looking for the last shot of the quarter anyways. And you run a really good baseline out of bounds play here, you might get a great look.
Vanderwarker
Goes
sends
right
it
back to the
inside.
inbounder, and they got a basket.
It's exactly what they do. So after 2 quarters of play, Delaware Hayes Pacers leading this one 29-19 over the Big Walnut Golden Eagles. A 10-point lead going into the break. Stay with us for the halftime show and second half action coming up next.
Hi, I'm Joe Balogh. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything.
If you'd like to see your business featured on Big Walnut basketball games this season, contact Brian Skoronsky with the call or text at 970-629-0006. That's 970-629-0006. All Eagles games will be broadcast live and free on OH Report, YouTube, and Facebook channels.
Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go.
Bryce Carter with the OH Report, joining you for the OH Report halftime show. And after 2 quarters of play, Delaware Hayes Pacers leading the Big Walnut Golden Eagles 29-19 here in the Eagles Nest at Big Walnut High School in Sunbury, Ohio. Taking a look at our halftime stats through 2 quarters of play. And for the Pacers, 7 field goals, 4 3-pointers, 16 rebounds, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls, and 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. 4 field goals, 2 3-pointers, 16 rebounds, 8 turnovers, 6 fouls, and 5 for 5 from the free throw line for the Golden Eagles. And we were talking about it just a second ago, but the physicality has been something that Pacers are really harping their game on in the first half.
Well, I think at the defensive end of the floor, Delaware's just been a little bit more physical maybe than Big Walnut has, and it seemed to has affected Big Walnut ability to finish at the basket. And the officials have let him play, so that'll be an adjustment as Big Walnut comes out here in the second half. Is they're going to have to just be a little bit stronger around the basket, maybe try to use a shot fake, see if they can get Big Walnut up in the air, get to the free throw line, because they are 5 of 5 from the line. And if you get to the free throw line, that would be key. I mean, if you're Delaware Hayes, you're just going to try to continue to do what you do. Where Hayes got hurt a little bit was in the second quarter, especially early. They turned the basketball over 4 times, which took away 4 possessions. Other than that, they've been pretty efficient offensively.
And aside from that, you know, only 5 turnovers in the game for the Pacers, 8 for the Golden Eagles, and a lot of them in the first quarter. And it really kind of set the tone for this game, it feels like.
Yeah, and Delaware just seems to be a tough team to come back on. So as we get ready to start the second half, it's going to be Hayes basketball out of bounds. So if you're Coach Vincenzio, you're probably talking a little bit right now, hey, let's get a really good look here and see if we can get a score, a stop, and a score. Now we take this basketball game from 10 and anywhere from 14 to 16. On the other hand, if you're Coach Stump, you're going, hey, man, let's get a stop, a score, and a stop. You know, now we've got it to 8 or 7, and we got a chance to even cut to it further. So the first 3 minutes of this second half probably going to be key to see kind of which team's able to either stretch the lead if you're on Hayes' side or if you're on Big Walnut's side to cut that lead, you know, at least maybe in half.
A lot to be determined in the remaining 16 minutes. This is the first time that the lead has hit double digits, and it was right at the tail end of the second quarter. Underway for second half action here at Big Walnut High School.
Big Walnut coming out in man-to-man, and they're going to go right inside to Vanderwarker in the post. And a good job there by Magruder deflecting the basketball out of bounds. Baseline out of bounds again.
Big Walnut coming out in man-to-man,
and right before the half,
right inside,
the Pacers were able to get a basket here on this baseline out of bounds.
Now from the free throw line, Landon Vanderwarker taking no time at all on the inbound. They found him, and he takes it from 15 feet.
Yep, and just able to elevate over top of his defender and make that 15-footer.
Hatfield working on Banasac. Right hand soft off the glass, but too much mustard.
An offensive rebound, but they turned it over.
And Banasac not looking at that one, caught it at the last second.
So the Pacers got their score, they got their stop. Now they can get another score and take that 10-point halftime lead to either 14 or 15 points.
Working almost exclusively around the perimeter, but Jeremiah Russell steps into one from about 16 feet. Braden Magruder with the defense, no good.
And that's where Scholl's effective. Not able to knock down that 3. Great hustle play. And he gives it up, way to share the basketball.
Makes the extra pass, and it made all the difference for him. Now leading by 14.
Banasac, you know, that shows you a lot about what their team's about. He easily could have shot that layup, but gave it up to his teammate. And now Vanderwarker with the steal and a dunk.
Vanderwarker with 2 hands gets up there. Golden Eagle.
Back-to-back turnovers lead to easy baskets for the Pacers, and they've stretched their lead to 16. Big possession here for Big Walnut. You're down 16. They got a screen, an illegal screen as a turnover.
His teammate.
Taking a look at that Vanderwarker dunk, and the Golden Eagles just clearing out as they saw the writing on the wall.
You know, and 3 straight turnovers here for Big Walnut. So Coach Vincenzio's got to be really happy right now with how they started the first 2 minutes of this second half.
Vanderwarker for 3.
Yeah. And he's showing why he's signed at Kent State right now. 7 points here in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter, and another turnover.
Vanderwarker already with 15 points on the game.
A little bit of frustration right now with the Eagles.
And another turnover.
And they're going to have to get organized really quickly here.
Already with 15
because they've gone down from 10 at the half.
game.
They're down 19. And the Pacers have possession of the basketball.
An opportunity to lead by more than 20 points in a game that was separated by single digits all the way until the final minute of the second quarter.
And And they come out, they're going to go one, it looks like 1-2-2 zone here to try to change up the look a little bit.
Pyatt Brown thinks about it, pass into the corner. Jeremiah Russell's turn, no good. Rebound goes to Bowers of the Golden Eagles.
So the Eagles get a stop. Let's see if they can get a basket here, as they have not scored here in the first 3 minutes of the second half. Hatfield trying to get to the lane, a little up and under move, just not able to finish it.
From 6 feet, that's a heartbreaker to miss. Now with blazing speed, the Pacers are up the floor. That one contested just enough.
Got a little bit lucky there that he missed that layup in transition.
Show a beautiful ball fake, but can't get the second half of it.
And Scholl, I think, has missed 3 threes in a row here, and Vanderwarker with a great move down the lane.
Beautiful athletic finish from Vanderwarker.
And now he sprints and gets a defensive deflection, and they're going to get another easy basket.
And an offensive onslaught for the Golden Eagles.
Scholl, I think, missed 3 threes in a row.
Look there, Vanderwarker with the tough left-handed play.
And then it's a sprint to deflection. I mean,
deflection.
that skill, he showed his skill level right there at 6'7", being able to go to the basket with his left hand.
42-19 with 4:17 remaining here in the third quarter. Hayes Pacers with a decisive lead halfway through the third quarter. Stump takes it up strong with the left hand, and he's fouled.
Halfway through the third quarter, Stump takes it up strong with the left hand, and he's fouled.
Banasak with the foul. Taking a look at some of the scoring numbers. Vanderwarker already at 17 points, followed by Jeremiah Russell at 10. As Big Walnut crosses the 20-point threshold.
Stump's fourth point of the night, all from the free throw line so far.
Was fouled beyond the arc and made all 3 free throws.
He's 5 of 5 from the line tonight, so if he could get to the free throw line a little bit more. Big Walnut now extending 1-2-2, 3-quarter court, looking probably to trap as the ball gets to the half-court area.
An easy shot for him from three-point land, but that one too hard. Stump trying to get something going. Bowers guarded by Vanderwarker. Recruiter from 16 feet, that one flat. Just threading it through, but defender able to get their hand on it. Turnover for the Pacers. Scholl tries for 3, no good. Rebound goes to Bowers with the right hand. Similarly offline. Rebound Pyatt Brown of the Pacers. 4 on 3.
Great pass.
And a crafty pass, and a timeout is called.
First 2 points of the night, I believe, for Chase Griggs there. But a great pass from the top of the key.
Taking a look at the points scored this quarter, 15-2 here in the third quarter. It has been all Delaware Hayes.
Well, as a coach, a lot of times, you know, you talk about the first 3 minutes of the game. You really want to kind of establish how the game's going to be played. And then, you know, coming out of the half, Hayes was up by 10, and you really wanted to try to stretch that lead, and they've been able to stretch that lead now to 23 points here in the third quarter. So great start here by the Delaware Hayes Pacers in the third quarter.
This one separated by less than 10 in the final minute of the second quarter. What do you think has made the biggest difference that's led to this onslaught of scoring for the Hayes Pacers?
Well, Big Walnut has 5 turnovers, and almost every one of those turnovers, Bryce, has led to a basket. You can't have live ball turnovers, especially against a team like Hayes.
Vanderwarker definitely active on the defensive front as well. We've seen 2 scraped steals from him so far in the evening.
And Hayes just being really solid with their half-court defense right now. being very physical on the cuts. And now they force a jump
Hayes
ball.
just being really solid with their half-court defense right now.
The Big Walnut's ball out of bounds. And
Being
again,
very
Big Walnut showing this
being
1-4
very
set
physical
here.
on the cuts.
And again, screen the screener action. Bowers with a nice little slip and a great pass.
A little bit of a spark for the Golden Eagles as they get just their 4th point of the quarter with 2 minutes and 30 remaining.
Great
Looking
backdoor
down
cut.
low. Banasak absorbing the contact and still finding Sims down low on the block.
And Sims has done a really good job coming off the bench here, just giving his team energy. At both ends of the floor. Magruder with a nice baseline move.
Baseline left hand for him. Magruder has 8 on the night.
That turnover.
Errant pass intended receiver Will Sims. But instead it'll be a turnover. Stumpf checks back into the game for Scholl.
I mean, Coach Vincenzo would probably like Russell to make that little bit of a jump stop there. Just lost control of the basketball. He's just looking to make a pass to Sims inside.
Golden Eagles look to get something started. Fouled from behind. Stumpf wants the continuation, but that one I think rightfully called on the floor.
Golden Eagles look
Third
to get
foul
something started.
on the Pacers. Again,
Fouled
1-4
from
set here.
behind. Stumpf wants to
Showing a little
continue.
bit different look now this time. Instead of the screener action.
Hatfield penetrating. They say a foul once again on the floor. It's the 4th team foul for Hayes so far in the quarter.
And again, 1-4 baseline out of bounds. Hayes done a really good job of defending all the baseline out of bounds plays right now. They've not been able, Eagles have not been able to get an easy look on a baseline out of bounds play. But they're going to go to the free throw line.
Stumpf hammered down low. Flawless from the free throw line so far tonight.
Baseline out of bounds play.
Foul number 11, Russell.
Yeah, but they're going to go to free throw
So good
line.
move there by the
Stumpf
Eagles of going
hammered
inside, getting to the free throw line. Now they got a chance they can score with the clock stopped. And as we said, Stumpf is 5 of 5 from the line so far tonight.
Make it 6 of 6.
But the one thing, I think we talked about this at the beginning of the game, Bryce, was he really hasn't gotten any looks from three-point land, where last year he was really an effective shooter from three-point land.
Definitely an energy player, even as a freshman last year, would come off the bench and provide a much-needed spark for the Golden Eagles. Vanderwarker
Got a block
takes
called.
the foul.
Foul number 3,
Provide a much
Now
needed
Hayes is going to have the ball
spark for
baseline
the
out of bounds, and
Golden
they've
Eagles.
scored on, I think, at least 2 of their baseline out of bounds plays. So
Vanderwarker.
let's see what happens here. Almost turned it over, but they're able to save it.
Open man in the corner. Pyatt Brown barely makes contact with the hoop. Brody Hatfield tries a three-pointer from 3 feet behind the three-point line, and it's good.
Hatfield's first 3 of the night. I think we mentioned he's a 45% shooter from three-point land.
That one, too much contact, says the referee.
Behind the three-point line, and it's good.
So 14 foul. Ball be side out of bounds with just under 49 seconds to go in the quarter. So it'll be interesting here to see if Hayes holds for the last shot of the quarter, because Hayes will also get the ball to start the fourth quarter. So kind of you get a two possessions in a row here if you're able to get the last shot of the quarter. And it looks like that's what they're probably going to do. I would say they're going to go for the last shot of the quarter unless they're going to get a wide open layup here. Or they get it to that guy right there, which he's just not able to finish, but they get an offensive rebound.
So now as we hit the 30-second mark, they pull it out, and we'll play it slow.
And again, they're going to look for the last shot unless they get a wide open layup here before that. Deflection
Poked away.
here.
Jeremiah Russell inside of 15 seconds. Pyatt Brown.
Another offensive rebound. Almost. Bowers battling for it. Vanderwarker finds it.
So after 3 quarters of play, the Hayes Pacers leading this one 48-30. Stay with us for fourth quarter action coming up next right here in the Eagles Nest on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Joe Balogh. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
Back here for fourth quarter action.
Yep.
Delaware Hayes Pacers leading Big Walnut Golden Eagles 48-30. And what was a close game broken wide open in a third quarter that really went all for Hayes. No really bright spots for Big Walnut there.
And Vanderwarker had 11 points in that third quarter. And he opens up the fourth quarter with the 3.
For Big Walnut there.
21-point lead for the Pacers right now.
Hatfield trying to find some space. And a good look from Pollock.
And that's Pollock's first 2 points tonight, Bryce.
And really the story of just Big Walnut athletics in general, but a lot of really young talent on this squad last year. Vanderwarker with another 3, but last year Golden Eagles graduating top scorer Trent Miner, who averaged over 20 points per game, playing at Ashland University now. Stump tries it.
We said that Stump's got the ability to really shoot the 3. That's really the first open look that he's had tonight. He's able to knock it down. Cuts their deficit to 19 right now.
Gonna try to apply some pressure to force some turnovers. Lead back at 19. Moving the ball very nicely. Russell just short arms it a little bit. Rebound goes to the Golden Eagles. Stump will take it up the floor.
And the Eagles are gonna have to look to play at a little bit faster pace. And Stump misses the 3. Defensive rebound to Russell.
Taking it up strong, and it's good for 2. Chase Griggs, the 6-foot guard.
I mean, the efficiency that Delaware Hayes is playing at the offensive end tonight is really, really impressive. They got to be shooting an extremely high percentage.
Vanderwarker has 25. Can't get the friendly roll this time. Hatfield. Now Stump. Manages to get the ball up, and they call a foul to the dismay of the supporters of the Pacers.
I mean, the thing that Hayes has done really well tonight is
manages to get
Big
the ball
Walnut really
up
tries
and
to
they call
spread
a
you and make
foul.
those hard curl cuts to the lane or really drive the ball into the lane. and they've just been physical on those cuts, and they've also been really physical when they've tried to drive the ball to the basket. They just have not been able to get by these Pacers defenders to get to the basket.
So makes the first free throw. Stumpf will have an opportunity to complete the pair. And that he does, nothing but net. So inside of 20 once again as we teeter on that 20-point mark.
And Stumpf's 9 of 9 from the free throw line.
And a rejection by Magruder from behind, but an offensive rebound as they settle down the offense.
Just got to try to get some, string a few stops together here and see if you can get this game close to 10, around the 3-minute mark, and then hopefully something will happen. But that's going to be pretty tough against a veteran group like Delaware Hayes. But they got him to turn it over.
Be behind the back look from Brody Hatfield to Eli Stumpf, and that one was pretty.
But you didn't get back defensively, but Russell misses it. Magruder grabs a rebound, and it's going to be Big Walnut basketball.
Another look at that one as he just floated into that
Brody Hatfield
athletic move to shield the basketball with his body and put it up against the glass.
So you've got it to 17. Big possession here to see if you can get it to 15 or 14 with the 3.
We're approaching the halfway mark in the fourth quarter. One team foul for Hayes, none for Big Walnut. Vanderwarker and the 2-on-1 just takes it coast to coast.
Can't allow that to happen defensively. He grabbed the defensive rebound and went all the way down the floor with his dribble.
And Brody Hatfield responds quickly with the 3.
Hatfield's second 3 of the game. Both of them here in the second half.
And
great pass.
A great dime opportunity as he's whacked.
With the 3.
Well, right here shows the athleticism of Vanderwarker. You don't see too many guys at 6'7" that can make that pass and step around and avoid running over somebody for a charge.
Vanderwarker with 29 on the night. First one's good for Banasac. Second one too short.
And that's the first free throw that either team's missed tonight.
Making the most of the free opportunities. You love to see it, that fundamental basketball. And Jackson Bowers, a nice mid-range jumper.
His first 2 points tonight. As you can see, Hayes not going to be in any hurry right now. Coach Vincenzio is going to take a timeout here. 15-point lead with 3:39 to go in the basketball game. Probably see Hayes maybe take a little bit of the air out of it here. See if they can get the Eagles to overplay and probably looking for layups or wide open jump shots.
A lot at stake here. 15 points separate the two teams. Both student sections showing out nicely, but the Hayes Pacers, after a trip to the state championship, are well organized and a force to be reckoned with here at the Eagles Nest.
Well, Landon Vanderwarker has shown why he's the player he is. Just very, very efficient. Does not force shots, but when they need a basket, he can go get it. And really does a great job of just getting his teammates involved at the offensive end of the floor. But really impressed with how well the Pacers defend in the half court. They're just physical enough that they keep you off balance, and they really limit you to just one shot. So impressive performance so far tonight with just about 4 minutes to go in this basketball, just under 4 minutes to go in this basketball game.
When I got the opportunity to talk to Landon on Sunday when he was our MVP against Brunswick, really impressed just with his outlook on basketball and just all things regarding life. Very grateful, we talked to a lot of student athletes and very confident, and they kind of feel like this is the culmination of their work finally showing itself, and that's great. You love the confidence, but I was really impressed with just how Vanderwarker views gratitude and how he views his place on this team as a leader and as a top scorer, the gratitude he has just to be able to be put in those positions.
Well, and you can see just by his demeanor on the floor, he's got to be a great kid off the court, in the classroom, around young players. I'm sure Delaware Hayes is going to use him as an example for years to come of what type of player they would like to produce every year.
We talked a little bit about that transition. Obviously, Jesse Burris, the focal point of a lot of defenses and offenses last season, and talking about that transition into the leader role and how his game has really expanded. And it was amazing to see how, again, how grateful he is for the opportunity that his teammates gave him to be a leader not only on but also off the court.
Last season, and talking about that transition into the leader role and how his game has really.
Inside of 3 minutes, an easy basket given.
Yeah, they just called, Big Walnut called a timeout, but I think they just subbed somebody. They didn't really take the timeout, so.
Now down low. Falling away from it a bit. Can't get the friendly roll.
And who gets a defensive rebound? Guy named Vanderwarker. He has been all over the court tonight.
Working the ball around. Jeremiah Russell all alone will take it up himself, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, you can just see Coach Vincenzo has done a great job with this basketball team again this year, because they're a disciplined basketball team. Do a great job of recognizing situations and getting the shots that they want to get. You have not seen very many forced shots at all by this Pacer basketball team tonight.
First of 2 made. Jeremiah Russell will have a chance at another, and he gets it, so make it 12 points on the night for him.
Solid floor game by Jeremiah Russell.
Taking it up for the and one, and Stumpf with a great play will go to the line for 1 and an opportunity to convert the and one.
Well, and Stumpf's become a little bit more aggressive here in the second half offensively. He's started looking for his shot, looking to drive the basketball. There is one of the few times that they've been able to beat a Pacer defender to the basket and able to finish at the basket. And again, perfect from the line tonight.
Has been a theme for the Golden Eagles. Brody Hatfield perfect on the season from the free throw line. Vanderwarker just getting hand on it to save it, and a long skip pass.
But you can see his knowledge of the game there, knowing where his teammates are going to be when he got trapped.
A great look inside. Vanderwarker can't come up
Great
with the
hustle.
offensive rebound, but Banasak does, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, first of all, Banasak gets a layup, misses it. Vanderwarker makes a great effort to get to the offensive glass, doesn't get it, but tips it. But Banasak never stopped playing, got right back involved, and was able to get another offensive rebound and get to the free throw line.
A chance to put the lead back at 18. And he does. Stumpf with a one-man show late in the 4th quarter.
And Stumpf with a nice move off the dribble, able to get to about 10 feet, just elevate over top of his defender and make that basket.
Vanderwarker tries a 3, and it's good. He's got 32 on the night.
It's a 3, and
What a
it's good. He's
performance.
got.
Stumpf again to the basket.
And if they do have a silver lining tonight it certainly is Stump. Stump with 21 points on the evening.
Well, and the thing with Big Walnut, coming off of a long football season, sometimes you're going to hit a little bit of a lull. So you're hoping here that maybe with this Christmas break they've been able to refresh their legs a little bit and are able to make a run here in January.
Passing by Recruiter.
Recruiter with a nice dunk, but it looks like this may close it out as we're inside a minute. Too much pressure there as a foul is called. Stay with us through the end of the game as we bring you the post-game show and the MVP interview, as Griggs will go to the line for two.
Bowers with his fifth foul tonight.
If you'd like to see your business featured on Big Walnut basketball games this season, contact Brian Skoronsky with a call or text at 970-629-0006. All Eagles game will broadcast live and free on the OH Report YouTube and Facebook. It applies to boys and girls basketball. We'll have a nice mix of both for you this season.
And the Eagles are just going to hold the basketball and let the clock run out. Final score going to be 70-53.
As the clock ticks down. 70-53, our final score. Stay with us for the post-game show and MVP interview coming up next.
Hi, I'm Joe Balogh. Tune into the Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
Bryce Curtis with the OH Report, joining you for the OH Report post-game show. I'm joined in the booth by Joe Balogh, and after 4 quarters of play, Delaware Hayes Pacers getting the better of this one, 70-53. Let's take a look at our final stats for the evening. And for Hayes, 19 2-pointers, 8 3-pointers, 28 rebounds, 8 turnovers, 11 fouls, and 10 for 11 from the free throw line. The Golden Eagles, 13 2-pointers, 5 3-pointers, 27 rebounds, 13 turnovers, 16 fouls, and 12 for 12 from the free throw line. So thought this one might have been a little bit closer, but Hayes Pacers definitely a fantastic basketball team from what we saw tonight.
Yeah, just really, really efficient. At the offensive end of the floor, they don't take bad shots. They share the basketball really well, and at the defensive end of the floor, they're physical enough that they just keep you off balance. And I think if we look at this basketball game, those first 3 minutes of the second half were probably the difference. They took a 10-point lead to over 20, and in that quarter, Big Walnut had 5 turnovers, and probably all 5 of those turnovers happened in that first 3 minutes. As a coach, you talk a lot about live ball or dead ball turnovers. They were live ball turnovers that led to easy baskets, and they just never recovered from that first 3 minutes.
Big Walnut certainly going to be a team that wins a lot of games this year, but really the narrative for it seems like all of the athletic programs here at Big Walnut, very young but has the makings of everything you'd want. They've got size, they've got speed, they've got the ability to shoot the ball, they have the toughness, a bright future for them.
Yeah, and the one thing you got to take into consideration, I think we mentioned it maybe once during the game, is just the late start they got with basketball. So, sometimes, you get back and go from football to basketball, feel pretty good for the first couple weeks, and then you kind of hit that wall a little bit. Maybe they've hit that wall, and now as you get to the first of the year, they're going to be through that. But they're going to be a factor in this race here in the second half of the season. Be important that they bounce back here and just get ready to play their next game. They got to kind of put this one behind them and just move on and see how much better they can get.
Taking a look at our next up after tonight's game, Hayes, they're going to play Pickerington North on the 7th at 7:30, and we are going to be covering the game between Big Walnut and Olentangy tomorrow night at 7:30 as well. We'll be live and free right here on the OH Report. Going to wrap things up for the post-game show, but stay with us for the MVP interview coming up next.
Hi, I'm Joe Balogh. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report.
with the BS Media MVP player of the game, and it's Landon Vanderwarker, who had an incredible game tonight. 32 points on the night from all different spots on the floor. Congratulations, Landon.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So we just talked to you on Sunday, another very impressive win. I mean, you got a lot of expectations on this team, on yourself as well. You got some commitments. How do you kind of mentally manage those things and approach these games with an even mind?
I mean, every game, we're respecting the other team, whether they have a losing record or a winning record. We're treating every team as a contender, and every game we're going giving our best, 110% every time, because you never know who can come out and play really good and beat you. So we come out and respect everybody and play our hardest.
And in the first half, very close, and within the last minute of the second quarter was finally when that lead extended to double digits, but an explosion of scoring in the third quarter. What do you think was most responsible for that offensive onslaught?
I mean, we went to the locker room. We were like, we're not playing how we should. We were playing really slow, and Coach V was like, we need to pick up the pace a little bit. So we came in that second half, fired up and ready to go. We took it personal this time. There was a little trash talk before the game, so we knew we had to come in and smack them in the mouth.
And for the rest of the season, I mean, you're approaching the halfway mark. What do you feel like you're most looking forward to, or something that you're working towards?
I mean, getting back to where we were last year. Obviously, it's a little different this year with the different divisions. But, there's some really good teams out there, and, our goal is to get back there to the state semis, and then obviously make it to a state championship. But this year is going to be a little bit harder, but keep pushing, take one team at a time, and keep our head up.
Anyone you want to shout out tonight?
Same people as last time. Parents, coaches, teammates, my trainers, David Dennis, and then my dog, Jason Dawson, rest in peace.
Landon Vanderwarker, congratulations. Our BS Media MVP player of the game with 32 points on the night, an impressive showing.
Thank you.
Wrapping things up, I'm Bryce Coder, joined in the booth by the one and only Joe Balogh. Joined on the camera by the one and only Colin Crisp as well. Wrapping things up, if you're watching at home, we'll see you tomorrow night with more Golden Eagles basketball. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great rest of your night.
Vanderwarker all alone, and they're going to. Brody Hatfield picks up the dribble. They work it and try to get it inside, but Vanderwarker comes up with a great steal now with numbers.